look like a boast. It's your grace on me.
I am Jenna. And I'm Alea. And we are set free, not just sober. So this podcast is definitely for anybody who is struggling and not free. Definitely for the people that are seeking answers and seeking truth. Absolutely. So we're going to tell our stories. We are a couple of straight junkie addicts, straight from the streets that changed our lives and tried time and time again to get it right and didn't. So for those of you who haven't got it right yet, don't trip because God's got you. And this is how we did it.
So one of the main topics we want to discuss is the difference between sobriety and recovery. So basically in the beginning of my addiction, I didn't have God in my life. So I was white knuckling it, basically one step away from relapse. I didn't really find my salvation until I found Jesus, it took me a long time. Like I am now 15 months sober because I had this. Thank you. I have found Jesus, and that is the main difference. So
when did you start using though? Like how old were you? That was when it started.
I was 14.
14, yeah. I was 15.
Yeah.
And how did you start? What drug did you use
It
first?
was just alcohol and weed for me.
Yeah, for me too. It was just whatever. Like I had gone through like a tragic childhood and I was just like, I need the feel me goods and I need them now. You know what I mean? So yeah, started at a young age. How often were you using at that age?
I was probably using at that time, probably every weekend.
Yeah.
But still going to school, but like doing bad in school.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that continued on until my pregnancies. Like when I got pregnant, I found sobriety, but I didn't find recovery.
Right.
You know? And so it was like after my pregnancies, I would 3 months after I had a baby, I would just go back to drinking.
Yeah. How old were you when you got pregnant?
I was 20.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, but you, well, that was the second time I got pregnant. Yeah, first time I got pregnant with a married man baby, no less. That was when I was 18 and he was 32 and I was so in love. And this man just ruined me. He was buying ounces of cocaine like every day. I thought we were to get married. And then one day his wife knocks on my door and I was like devastated. I was like, what? Bitch, what? How are you gonna, what? And he left with her that day and I was pregnant already. And I was like, well, so I moved away to a town 20 miles south of where I lived and I had the baby. And unfortunately, I lost her when she was 5 months old to SIDS. And that was really hard. And that's another thing that really set my addiction. I mean, I went on a spiral. I robbed a pharmacy. Like, I was straight on a suicide mission. I didn't give a shit, dude. I didn't. And like, it was totally crazy. Like, I really didn't care. And I was comfortable in the idea that I was going to die a heroin addict. And I did start like you with weed and alcohol.
Yes.
My uncle shot me up in the bathroom for the first time when I was 15 at Thanksgiving. And I fell in love with heroin.
Yeah. I was probably in my mid-20s when I found heroin. But it's crazy how they say weed is a gateway drug, right?
100%.
100%.
Dude, those of you who are Cali sober, not against you, love you anyway. I love you anyway. I do. But I'm going to tell you right now, if it's not, so people are like, yeah, I smoke weed, but I'm in recovery if it's not my thing, right? And I'm like, well, eventually it's going to lower your inhibition to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to get my drug of choice. You're not, in the Bible, it really does say to be sober-minded and alert because we're supposed to know what's going on around us. And if we're stoned all the time, how are we really supposed to know what's going on around us all the time? You know what I mean? It becomes a habit.
I also think my personal opinion on weed is just it's just for medicinal. I think medicinally you should use it. It's an herb from God, I think it should be used medicinally. But other than that, with I really want to talk about our So what's so important to me in my story is like, hey, rock bottom, right?
100%.
Because when you hit rock bottom, that's when you are, I think that's a gift because you do find deliverance in that rock bottom.
It's done, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And that's when I actually, like, I didn't believe in God at that time of my life, but I was in my bathroom laying there. Like, could not do my drug of choice because my veins are all messed up.
Have been there.
And I was crying to God, and I was like, God, if you're real, like, deliver me from this. Like,
And what happened after?
a week later, I went to rehab. Ooh, I'm just gonna chill. And I literally tried to miss my airplane twice. And the lady at the airport was like, hey, so it's gonna cost you like so much money to get this ticket. And I was like, man, I'm trying to go to rehab. And then she was like, okay, so she like made a special like thing so I can go. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me,
100%.
And it was like all the things never worked out in my life, but like going to rehab, it was like finally, like for the first time ever, things were working out. And I was like, what is this? And I tried to sabotage it.
Oh, yeah.
The whole way.
We do that.
Yeah.
We do that 100%. Yeah, I would. So the first time you went to rehab, is that this time here and did it work?
So I actually, my first time doing treatment was here, but I tried to get sober in Alaska a lot, but little town,
Saint.
I tried to, there's not a lot of rehabs there, so it was hard for me to find the help I needed. So California is good like that. That's the
Recovery is the thing here, right? Like, oh, that scared me. Recovery is the thing to do here. Like, it's cool here. Like, the help you can get in Orange County is like unlike anywhere else. The community, the love, the genuine people that I've met here are nowhere else, dude. Well, I'm not saying you guys aren't genuine. I'm just saying, like, they don't want anything from you but to succeed. Yeah, here at Set Free is a different world. Like, they are just so different.
Well, one thing that I didn't have previously to this was when people would be like, I got your back. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah.
Yeah, but you leave it here. Yeah, usually they show it.
People do. People actually, like, there's that unconditional love. There's a community.
100. Like, that's all the difference. And Jesus, putting Jesus on the throne makes all the difference because we're serving him. We're not serving people. We're doing everything we do for Jesus. Like, going back to what we were talking about, my rock bottom was crazy too. Like, I had already gone to treatment. You guys, I went to treatment like so many times. The first time I went, I stayed for 6 months. It was like one of those probation rehabs. It sucked. Yeah. Like, I got drunk at the airport when I left rehab, and my parents were there all happy waiting for me at the airport, and I got off the plane like wasted, dude. And like, they were just like, no. And I was just like, I need some chicken nugget. But then I passed out.
It's so true, right? It's like when you try to do something when you don't want to do it, you're not going to shit.
Exactly the point. Yeah. Dude, like, you have to be done. And like, so going on, I went to another 6-month rehab. I went to prison in between all this too, behind some stuff I didn't even do. But it was where I found God and where I got baptized. So it was all in God's plan. And that's how I ended up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is even crazier. And then I found my rock bottom. I had moved back to my hometown, got pregnant with my most recent daughter. She's so cute. I will have her very soon, you guys. I did lose her to the system because, yes, she was born dirty. Something I regret very much, but God's forgiven me for that. And I worked really, really hard to get her back. I jumped through all the hoops that CPS wants me to. I am sending them like weekly drug tests. I have 8 months clean right now. Yay. And my rock bottom, I was staying in an abandoned house, you guys, with no power, no water, sleeping on 50 blankets with my dog and my child's father, and shooting up out of the gutters type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was just a junkie, and I was stealing, I was robbing people. Anytime I saw anything worth something, I was taking it and I was selling it. Like, that was my get down. Like, I was the low down, dirtiest of the dirty, and you couldn't trust me around your man. You couldn't trust me around nobody. I was gonna get that money no matter what, because my drug is what I was loyal to. And I surrendered to the drug with my whole heart. And that's the beautiful thing about being an addict, because we already know how to surrender. We know how to surrender something with our whole hearts. And so Jesus, he loves addicts, not saying he loves other people less or whatever, but Jesus knows how to work with addicts the best because it's a gift, because we know how to surrender better than anybody else.
But the difference between the surrendering and that surrendering is that, like, this thing that we're surrendering to loves us back. Yeah, additionally, 100. And that's why it feels so good, because then we're like, finally, like, we got that unconditional love. Yes, sustenance, like you said. Yes, God, so important. So fun.
So, another question I have for you. So when you finally got here to rehab and everything, like, when did you finally believe, like, okay, I got this, or I want this? Because I know whenever I was getting on the bus, I did not want to come. I was trying to sabotage it every which way. It's like, I don't have enough dope. I don't, I can't do this. And she, like, this lady, Jen, bless her heart, threw us on that bus, dude. Like, get on the bus. I don't care. Even tried to miss my bus, stranded in Denver for 3 days, walking around Denver trying to find dope, like, right? It was crazy. Took us 5 days to get here, kicking on the Greyhound bus, just like on the Greyhound bus floor, like hating life, kept missing our buses. Like, I chose to do that. We're sleeping outside of the airport because we're not allowed to sleep outside of the bus stop. We're trying to hit some oil under a blanket, like, just, oh my God, dude, I think back on it and I'm just like, the person I am now is not the same. I'm not the same.
Oh, one thing I really want to touch on is that, like, how lately I was been thinking about this, and it's been, like, really, like, making me, like, kind of really want to cry a lot, because I'm like, man, like, I used to not be able to go to the store or, like, out, like, for a day without having to have something on me to be able to feel good, or, like, not be sick. Yeah. And just, like, today I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, like, I can go anywhere and, like, not have to rely on that. Like, how, like, physically, like, in bondage you are, and that's something that probably one thing. Yeah. So many things I don't miss, but, like, just knowing that, like, I'm free of that it just makes grace. I never thought I could be. Man, never thought I could.
I never traveled. I was never able to leave Clovis because that's where I'm from. I'm from New Mexico, by the way. Shout out to Derry Curry. I wasn't ever able to leave. I wasn't able, unless it was a trip to go pick up more dope. But that was it. That's the only traveling I got. I never got to experience anything else. And I was stuck in this crap hole of a town, like, all the time with the same people doing the same thing. Bless their heart. Like, I feel for them now. You know what I mean? And it hurts my heart to know that
it's like time is still standing still, and then it's just less and less people because everyone's passing away, like so many people. And they also no joke, dude. Like, yesterday at our meeting, because we do meetings every night here at the church at 7:00. So,
yes. So show up.
So I was thinking about this yesterday at our AA meeting about, oh my gosh, what was I going to say? It's okay. Come on. It was, what were we? Okay. So anyway.
You were talking about being free from, you're able to travel. You're free from everything. Yesterday we were talking about step 2. Another thing that we're super awesome at the Palace is we have, in set free or lift off or anything like that, we're totally able to always have something going on, because idle time is not good for us now. So they do keep us busy here. Like, we have Bible study, church, like something going on every day of the week to help others. And that's the beautiful part. Like, that's the part a lot of people are missing, dude, is like the helping others. Like, everything they pour into us, we want to pour out to others' souls. We could empty our cup so God could refill it. You don't just want to take all of God's blessings and keep them to yourself and not bless others. Like, we want to pour out to everybody so we can get refilled, so we can pour out more and more and more. And that's what a lot of people are missing about their sobriety as well. Because, you could get clean, right? Like, okay, I'm clean, I'm sober. That's a behavior change, 100%. And anybody who's just clean and, like, sober, but not happy, like, I feel for you because we've been there and it doesn't last. You know, it doesn't. It, like, you will end up, it's just sad. Whenever I see people that are one bad day away from a relapse or one bad decision away from a relapse, it hurts my heart because I know the transformation that Jesus has done. Like, I am not the same human, y'all. I am not the same human. I'm not. I was in bondage for so many years, and it's just insane. It's insane.
I remember what I was going to say. So what I love about here is that, like, so there's different ways, like, so AA, NA, all the A's, you know, Sobriety, there's like all these different programs that like are spiritual but not religious program, but they still like have the same idea. It's like believing a power higher than yourself, right? So what I love about here is that like there is something for everyone. So wherever meeting you go to, it can lower down the cookies from whoever needs to reach them at that point. Yeah. Because for me, like we were saying, you're like, so when did I realize that like I needed God and like accepted God and then surrendered? For me, I was actually in Alaska when I went back to Alaska. So I'm from Alaska. And so I went back there this summer to deal with my court stuff. And so I was laying in my bed and I remember I was reading like a Facebook post about how drug addicts, like we were talking about, like when how they surrendered to drugs, but then they can surrender to God and then like you get love back and then you have God and it changes you. Yeah. I was watching that for the first time, I flipped on that. And then I remember just like getting like chills and being like, oh my gosh, like that connected and that like I felt like the Holy Spirit, you know? And I was just like, I started crying and I was like, that's so true. Like, and so when that happened, like, I remember that night I prayed and then I was like, okay, you know, because when I came here to get sober, I actually was in a relationship with the person for like 2 years, tried to do the whole get clean together, ended up not liking each other, sober, separated, and then God stripped all of my past away from me. Like he started me like
From the east to the west.
yeah, from the east to the west, literally, like, I don't even know where he is. I think he's somewhere that way over here. Like, literally, like, for real. And so, that's when I was like, okay, I know this is not all for naught for me. Like, I was like, because one thing that's awesome about this community is like, I had Sunday and she told me, she was like, if you ever need to take it back, I got you, babe, you know? And I was like, okay. So I call her and I'm like, I don't know when I'll be back, but she's like, well, I got you. Just tell me when you're ready. And I was like, okay. So when I was done with my court stuff and then I had my kids in my life, you know, after like 5 years of not talking to my family, I went back to Alaska, got reintegrated with my family, even my ex-mother-in-law. I never thought that would happen, you know, look at aunts, but,
They're all proud of you.
they're all proud of me. And now I can see my kids whenever I want and they call me, I call them. Like I've totally reestablished my relationships with my parents, with all of my sisters. I have a really big family and, everyone's really proud of me. And like, I'm proud. I'm really like fortunate that I was able to repair that. There are some relationships and like some things I'm still like, I was trying to do my 4th step today, you know, still working on that.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. So I was like, there are some people that I do need to like
Forgive.
but you know, it's all process. But yeah, so my salvation for me happened when I was in Alaska. And then when I came here, like that's when I was like, okay, this is it. I'm all yours, like, and I'm gonna put you first. And now, like, everything works out for me. And then when it doesn't, I know it's not for me, but just had to surrender. And it just really does alleviate that stress and everything in my life. And it's comforting.
100%. And the cool thing about surrendering is that, okay, we may not know what's next. We may not know what God has planned for us, but we know that it's going to be good because everything that comes from God is good. And he knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows every hair on our head. He knows everything about us, even the things we try to hide from him. And God knows us and he loves us so much. And that's the thing that I wanted to touch on too, is like, transforming your heart and leaning into Jesus and his word, and just the knowledge you get from these meetings here, the knowledge you get on Sunday mornings, the blessing you get just by filling your mind and your space, your environment with like-minded people who are healing as well. People who are healing, who are hurting. Helping somebody come out of a broken place and putting their hand in God's hand. There is nothing that feels like that. There is nothing that feels like that for me. Like, I want to, if I could steer anybody in the direction of God, I will. And like, I want to sound the alarm as well. Like, I feel like, time is running out on us. You know what I mean? And I feel like the times right now are crazy, and like getting right with God is so important, but that's for another conversation. But yeah, that's what
You're saying is like, one thing that helped me in my walk with Christ is actually you helped me put my hand in God's hand, because you'd be in your word, and like, you know, and I was just like, man, I'm willing you to get my word. And that really inspired me. So like, you know, and that's why I love to be smooth.
Sorry, I just had him with.
We just really do love each other.
Yeah, we do. This girl's like my sister. It's so crazy how you could go through life with all these friends that are like not your friends, and they're like your acquaintances. And you come to a different stage in your life where you're finally whole as a person, and you can actually be that solid friend for somebody. You can actually be that solid person for another person, because like all the times I flaked, because I used to be a big flake too. I did not go through with anything that I would tell you I was going to do it. I wouldn't do it. I would just say I was going to do it and never feel about it. Yep. And just to get what I wanted, something that addicts do, you know, we manipulate, we lie, we do all this stuff. And, it's so crazy because during that time, you're just like, I don't care who it affects. I don't care.
I always think I was a bad person at that kind either.
I was like, who cares? Yeah. Just give me my fix, dude. And that's the crazy part about it, dude. Like, that's the transformation I'm talking about. Like, now I get convicted. Oh, like, you just took that. And yeah, I get convicted on so many little things. Like, gossipy. That's something I used to like do, and I still mess up sometimes, but like, God convicts me. And I'm like, you know, and I just don't want to block any blessings for people, life, myself included. And if I'm participating in that type of stuff, it's just, you gotta walk the walk, right? You can't just top the tot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Feeling convicted is definitely like, I feel like when you do feel convicted, that's when you know you are in the right spot. It's like, it's progress, not perfection.
Yeah.
And as long as you know in your car, or you feel it, like, you know, I just feel like when you feel like you can improve somewhere in your life still all the time, because like, this is not going to end.
No, not.
We're going to always going to be working on ourselves.
There's always something you can improve. Yeah, 100%. I want to ask you also, so when did you really feel like the transformation from your heart? Like, what do you remember the moment that you were like, wow, maybe I'm changing? Do you remember that at all?
I do. I really felt like when I was in Alaska, like after the heartbreak, and I was just like, I was sad.
So what happened?
I was just normally because I had BPD, right? So borderline personality disorder, I have like crazy attachments to people. Like, I just feel things really strongly.
Yeah.
And normally I like freak out and go crazy, and like emotionally unstable, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I feel like I'm not even that person anymore.
At all. I can't see that. And I can't see that in you at all. Yeah. And so God's delivered you from that.
Yeah, but he has, because like after that, like I just remember just like praying to God and being like, I don't know what to do. I feel like this hurt in my heart, and I don't know. I just was like, I just am giving this to you because you know? And then I just remember laying in bed with my kids, and just like that, just like melting away. It was just like, I have my kids now. I have like everything, I was just assured that like, you don't need that. Like you need this and you need to start over. And it was like, cause I'm building that strong foundation. And that's when I was just like, it was just like, I felt it. And that's when I knew it for sure.
Yeah. So the moment that when I got here, guys, like I came here with my child's father. Everything was going okay. Like I moved, my insurance got canceled, so I had to get a job right away and move to a different place, which was here. God put me here and placed me here. And then my whole world fell apart and my baby daddy left. He went back to New Mexico and did what he did. I don't know what he was doing. But I was like, we had been together for like 4 years. We're fighting for our daughter, and I felt like he had given up. But like the crazy thing is, you guys, is whenever that happened, I leaned into God with my whole heart. I started watching sermons in my spare time. I started working on my Bible classes. They have a Set Free University here, which I'm able to like do an in-depth Bible study. And so like I was just filling every extra minute of my time with Jesus and the Word. And I'm gonna tell you guys, that's what changed me. It literally changed my heart from hard to soft. And I was able to be teached. I was teachable finally. I didn't know it all. I wasn't like, I'm telling you guys, Jesus is the key. And if you're hurting and if you're struggling, like, it's time to get free, 100%. And we definitely want to help you get there. We have crazy stories. We're going to be interviewing lots of people. We are definitely going to try to help heal your guys' hearts along this journey with us. You guys are on a journey with us as well. We're just starting life right now. So you guys get to do it with us and see us grow. And we want to watch you guys grow as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. You too. And I think that another thing is, so when I think it's really cool that I was able to see your transformation because I was there with you. And one thing that I think is awesome too is that God was so good that he took you from New Mexico and me from Alaska and put us, how does it say, in place right next to each other. And like, what are the odds? Yeah. Like, and I just think that like our journey together, created to create, didn't work out, but now we're doing.
Yeah, we tried to start an art ministry and it didn't really work out, but like we both have a strong desire to help others and to spread the gospel. So we're really trying to get the word out, you guys, about set free and about getting free and about changing your heart, because that's what it's about. It's not about changing your behavior. It's not about getting sober. That's the easy part. The hard part. And nobody said picking up your cross every day was going to be easy. Like when you finally decide to walk the narrow path and you decide to discard your old self completely, and you carry your cross and you walk through that narrow road every day, it's hard. And life is not always going to be okay, but you are, because God's going to carry you right through that fire.
Absolutely.
And you do this. And we would love to support anybody and everybody. Please leave comments down below if you have any questions. We would love to answer your questions. Anything, just feel free to ask anything. And on the next episode, we will definitely give some shout outs, definitely answer y'all's questions. And if you guys need help, let us know. We will give you guys, options. We have lots of different roads, different ways, sober livings. We know all kinds of people, rehabs. Like if you need help, please reach out. We would love to invite you to become part of this family. Get set free, you guys. It's really an amazing journey. Not just sober.
I ain't stunned, I'm restored. I'm just walking with the Lord. And my joy look like a boast. It's your grace I'm enjoying most. Lexi come call it cool. Don't know God.